Hey, how y'all doing out there in YouTube land? This is Stiletto coming at you from the Wild Wild West. And today, we got an unboxing. Doing the unboxing today is my CIVIVI Altus. One of my favorite little knives. Button lock Altus. Has a thumb stud. You still have a flipper. Thumb stud works really well. But I must admit, I do like the flipper better. The flipper like on the Cogent. Anyway, let's get this party started. This is coming from Prime, as you can see. It's a Prime. Amazon. My CIVIVI Altus has micarta. The dark green micarta with the Damascus 9CR Damascus stainless steel blade. Okay, another CIVIVI. Another CIVIVI in the house. This is a new one. New one for this year. 2022. Let you see the CIVIVI box. Yes, it's a Conspirator. It's a new Conspirator. Purchased on Amazon, I think it was $89. Pretty sure it was $89. Brand new. And why did I get the Conspirator? Because I love CIVIVI button locks. And this is a new button lock from CIVIVI. As you all know, I'm not really big on the liner locks and all the other different kinds of locks. But I do like button locks. I do like recoil locks or what do you call them? Crossbar locks, able locks, axis locks, XR locks. I like all of those. And I like frame locks too. If frame locks are done well, I like those too. And what I mean by done well, they have to have a hardened steel insert over travel stop at least. And I prefer to have a flipper. I really do not want a frame lock without a flipper because I like the extra protection that a large flipper provides. And it has to be a flipper that prevents the blade from folding in on my fingers if the lock was to give out. That's the way I judge flippers. And I do like the ball bearing ones, but you know the bronze phosphor ones are nice too. Bronze phosphor washers, as opposed to the bearings, you don't have to worry about them getting grit and everything into them and gummed up and stuff. That's the better thing about them. As you see here, we got the pouch. It comes with all the CIVIVI information. The CIVIVI cleaning cloth. Warranty information. And here's the knife. I'm going to set this stuff aside. This knife's going to go into my box. It's going straight into my box. It's going to be one I'm going to try out. It's not going to be a safe queen. You have another model that's coming out too that I want to try out. It's got like a big sheep's foot blade. Now that one on pre-order. Oh, right off the bat, I love the way the micarta feels. Perfectly centered, like you would expect from CIVIVI. Every CIVIVI knife I've ever received has always been perfect. I've never received a CIVIVI knife with a flaw. And the G10 on this is, I mean not the G10 but the micarta on this is superior to all other. I mean it's nicer than this. Let me see, other CIVIVI knives I have with micarta. This one. The micarta on this one's nice too though. On the Cogent. And that's the Altus. I'll just leave all these out. Nice deep carry pocket clip. This feels really good in hand. Smooth. I like it. Oh man, I'm digging it. I like this big wide blade. The edge looks awesome on this. Let's get some paper and test out this edge. I should add some paper out. Sorry about that, people. Get you some old scratch paper to test it out. All right. Sharp all the way to the tip. There's no flaw, no glitch, no nothing in any of the edge. Going from the heel. I'm trying to go slow too. And this is the tip. Perfect edge. Oh man, this is a nice knife. This is a nice knife. I really like this one. This is a beautiful blade. The Damascus pattern on it is really nice too. These are all my Damascus knives from CIVIVI. I noticed that the shade of green on this one, I think this one was called the dark green. Maybe these are just called OD green or green, and this one's called dark green. The dark green's almost like a black. I don't know if you guys can tell the difference there. The dark green one is the one that's in the middle. It's the Conspirator, the new knife. I'm really digging this Conspirator though, people. I like the Conspirator. I like the size of it. Oh man, it's a beautiful knife. Beautiful knife, people. And it feels good in hand too, and the jimping's in the right spot. I don't know. I think I like this one better than the Cogent. I think this might be my new favorite. I might like this one better than the Cogent. Now I gotta see what the sheep's foot one's like when that one comes in. It's got the same awesome action. Oh man, these new CIVIVI knives that they're button locks. They're making no up and down, no side to side, no nothing. It's another perfect knife. I haven't had a bad knife from CIVIVI yet. I can't say that for all other knife makers. And cold steel doesn't sort of count because I've had more cold steel. I have more cold steel knives than any other one brand of knife. And yes, I have had some bad ones. But when you consider how many of them I've had and how many of them are like excellent, the bad ones, it doesn't seem like that big of a percentage. But with the CIVIVIs, how many CIVIVIs do I have now? Let me see. Most of them are Cogents. I think I have a couple of Altuses. But the majority of them are Cogents. Let's put all the Cogents together. This was the first Cogent. This was the second Cogent. This was the third one. First, then I got the Altuses. Got that one first. This one. These are all of my CIVIVI knives. Every one of them operates perfectly. All of my CIVIVI knives, and I do have a Elementum too, but that one's stored away. It's not out. These are the ones I like to use. I like the button lock CIVIVIs. The button lock CIVIVIs with the flippers actually the best. The ones with the thumb studs are cool too, but I just think of these as letter openers because there's no protection to them. If this lock was to give out, even though the CIVIVI button lock covers a good portion of the tang, that's one thing I like about it, as opposed to, well, I don't want to mention any names. But there's another famous knife maker that's famous for their button locks, and they just barely cover the blade tang. And that's the reason why it's not in my box. Because I got a couple of models of those this year too, and I just don't like the way it doesn't cover the blade tang. It looks like the lock would fail easily. If any kind of pressure or stress was put on the lock, it looks like the lock would give out. But they operate perfectly though. They fill perfectly and they open and close perfectly. I just don't trust the way that they don't have enough of the plunger covering the blade tang, the rear of the blade tang. But these are my CIVIVIs. Let's put all the flippers together. The Conspirator is a new flipper. And I have another flipper that's coming that starts with the CH. And it has like a sheep's foot blade. And those are on pre-order right now. And I have one on pre-order that I've already paid for. So as soon as the Knife Center receives it, they should be sending it out to me. But I absolutely love the CIVIVIs. Every CIVIVI that I've ever had, now I've had, I get the new ones. Because I got two of these. That's right, you know what I mean, I got two of these. But the other one I got is coming from the Knife Center. And it's held up because of the order of the ones with the CH. I forget what it's a Chevlar. I don't want to try to say the name because I can't remember the name. But it's the other new model with the button lock that has a sheep's foot and a 3.5 inch blade. This one is just like that. It has it's called a 3.48 inch blade. I call it a 3.5 inch blade. The blade thickness is the same as the Cogents and the same as the Altus. It's 3 millimeters. This one is the 9CR Damascus. It has the dark micarta scales. These scales are awesome. These scales are beautiful with this knife. Absolutely, I think this knife looks beautiful. Let you see the thickness of the blade. It's a nice slicey blade. That's the way I would describe the CIVIVI blades. All the CIVIVI knives I have all have slicey blades. What I would call like 3 millimeters or right around 3 millimeters, a little bit over, maybe a little bit under. Let's measure it out, just to make sure. Okay, here we go. Cogent looks like it's slightly bit thicker. Let me make sure I was measuring at the blade tang. Yeah, this one's a little bit. It's 2.95. Oh, this one, okay, maybe it's because Damascus. This one's 2.95 too, this Cogent. That's Damascus steel. This is what this one is with Damascus. 2.95 again. So maybe all the Damascus ones are 2.95. And, yep. That's the 1420, or was it 1428C? Or it's a Samvik steel. I always get mixed up on the numbers. I'm sorry about that, people. The numbers never want to work with my mind. Now, that's interesting though. These the ones with the Sandvik steel, the 1428N, I think it is. 14C28. I don't know, whatever. Y'all know what I'm talking about. Y'all know what I'm talking about. Don't try to pretend like you don't. Y'all know. But the Sandvik steel ones are thick, or slightly bit thicker than the Damascus ones. Absolutely love these CIVIVIs though, and these are the knives I go to when I'm going to work, and I'm gonna have to slice something. You know, like if I want, I don't know, thin slices of cheese or thin slices of sausage. You know, if I'm having sausage and crackers and cheese, I'll take one of these as opposed to my 80-20, 80-20.5s. The 80-20.5s, then pull out one of those. The 80-20.5s have a much thicker blade. You see what I'm talking about? As opposed to. So this is the slicey one. This is like a heavy duty utility knife. That's, it's 3-inch. It's a 3-inch blade, but it's still like a heavy duty utility knife blade. That's the way I would classify that blade. But these, they make great slicers, especially this one. This one's look like it's even got to be a better slicer than the Cogent. And I thought, the Cogent's been my favorite for a long time for button locks, for push button locks. Even I like this one over the more expensive button locks that you can get for, like, I'm not going to mention any names. I'll just say, from anywhere from $200 to about $300. The ones that are in that price range, they're made in the United States. I like these better. That's my personal opinion. I like micarta better than aluminum. Micarta feels nicer. I don't know, it just feels good on the hands. Micarta is a handle material that feels very welcoming to my hands. It feels like my hands just want to hold it all day long. I mean, it just feels really good. Whereas aluminum handles are cool, but they feel like metal. They don't feel as comfortable as, like, micarta. Micarta is a material it's like they take, I don't know, like linen or canvas or some sort of material, and then they infuse it with, like, I don't know, epoxies, or I don't know what, if it's like epoxy or something, but they make it hard and make it, a really nice handle material, but it still has that it still feels like a little bit like material. I don't know how to explain it. I just love the way micarta feels, and it's real durable. It handles the elements well. It doesn't crack, doesn't fall apart. It's durable. It's not as durable, I don't think, as like G10, like like the good old American G10. But if you want something that feels better on your hands and doesn't tear up your pockets and stuff, when you pull it in and out of your pockets, micarta is a really good handle material. So that's why that and American G10 are my two favorite handle materials. Then after that, I like stuff like I don't know, like titanium and aluminum, like 6061 aluminum or 7075 aluminum or titanium handles. I like metal handles too, but I like micarta and G10 the best. And then after that, probably be like wood. But I don't know. I really don't have a desire to have anything with wood handles anymore. Is that bad? I know I love it on my classic knives and my traditional knives. I like seeing wood and bone and those kind of materials on them and stuff like that. But I don't want those kind of materials on my EDC anymore. Because those kind of materials, I used to carry knives with wood and bone handles. But those kind of materials, they crack and they don't handle the elements very well sometimes. And they just do a whole bunch of different weird little things. And I just rather have a nice G10 or micarta handle scale. That's my preferred handle scale, G10 or micarta. I don't know, I just like the way it feels. And to me, it's important to have a knife that feels good in your hand. That's part of having a good knife. It's part of one of the things that makes a knife good is the way it feels when you pick it up and you hold it in your hand, right? At least for me, that's the way it is. I mean, appearance and looks and all that stuff is important too, but nothing's more important than the way it feels in your hand. If it doesn't fit your hand right, I don't care what it looks like, it's not going to work. Not for me anyway. And I like knives that are balanced too. And these CIVIVIs have good balance. 50-50 balance. Let's see if the new one has 50-50 balance. Yep. Boom. And that's one thing I used to always like about Cold Steels is that their pocket knives always had 50-50 balance. They always had really good balanced pocket knives. Look at that. Excellent. Well, that's about all I got for these. This has a 3.48 inch blade. Let me see what the total went. Was it 8 point something? Let's measure it. Got it on my computer screen over there, but I've got glasses right now because my good glasses got broken. The hinge on them broke. It's 8 inches. 8 inches. The blade is I would call it 3.5 inches. It doesn't look like 3.48. It looks more like 3.5. This one actually looks a little bit bigger than the Cogent. Well, it is. The knife is longer. The blade length on the Cogent is 3.5 inches also. But the handle length is just a little bit beyond 7 3/4. This one is a solid 8 inches. It's probably a little bit over 8 inches, make an 1/8 or something, or 16. I like this one. I like this one. The Conspirator. CIVIVI Conspirator. This one's going in my box. I like it. Peace, Stiletto. Y'all have a great day.